I think that the entitlement to have rights has turned from a desire to build community to having the right to do whatever the hell we want. We're so scared of becoming old-fashioned judgmentalists that we become the catalyst of allowing actions that shouldn't even exist to coexist with the moral bliss we believe controls the society of abhorrent self-liberties we call rights. Truth be told, we're so caught up in having rights we never stop to think on the possibility that there just may be right rights and wrong rights that are worth a cup of fights to set rights in the right place, to protect human life and the liberties we're allowed to make so long as they don't impede another's right to free life. There's something wrong when I have the right to take a life before it's able to put its cards on the table and say, here I am. Here are my rights to life. Yet maybe not, I'll just vacuum him up like a piece of snot and snuff his life out on the spot because the party got a little hot and I did something I should not. Killing to cover a mistake is not a right. So when you stand on the stand and plead my life to take, listen to the silent voice saying, no, it's mine. Or maybe you're young and life's just begun and you want to have fun, but you had a little too much fun, and a young one there comes. Would you abort this young one for your leisure with the knowledge you're denying them life's pleasures? It's my observation that everyone who gets an abortion has already been born. So when you stand on the stand and say, I'm too young, take it away, listen for the silent voice saying, I'm too young to die. In our country, the biggest travesty is losing the ability to defend your own liberty. Yet this moral symphony has a harmony of hypocrisy, as with our herd liberty we destroy another's destiny before taking time to hear its plea. So when you stand in the stand for murder and say not guilty, stop and listen to the silent voice saying, neither was I. This isn't what we want to hear. It's easier to take a life than face the strife of a new life when we can't even control our own. All we want to know is we have the right to make a mistake this small life will take to prevent it from taking a small part of our own. So when you stand in the stand and plead too busy and too much for me, listen for the silent voice saying, I didn't have an opportunity to be too busy. Or maybe you're told this month-old piece of gold will be different for life, and maybe our right to end this life will save a lot of pain and strife. Rest assured it was better to have a moment of happiness than to never experience life. It appears we have the most to learn from someone different than someone the same as us anyways. So when you stand in the stand and plead it was better for it never to have lived, listen for the silent voice saying, you never asked. You say you were raped and the thing inside of you is constantly reminding you of the misuse and abuse of your right to choose. It's a terrible thing for anyone to go through. This much is true. But you should understand that the child inside of you didn't rape you. And when you stand on the stand and plead not my choice, you should listen to the silent voice saying, it wasn't mine either. When the doctor walks in and in a grim tone says he can't condone this new life because you'll lose your own, hold the phone and realize that that life is not your own. And until you give birth, this doctor can't know whether you'll feel death's blow. So when you stand on the stand and say, I could have died, listen to the silent voice saying, I did. I refuse to live in hypocrisy while some use their rights to take another's, these ex-fathers and mothers finding it important to stop seal clubbers while using vacuums to destroy the evidence of their lovers. The law is forlorn as long as it blows the horn and protects turtles unborn while allowing the execution of human unborn, the product of sex and the even mourn. I won't stand by and not impede another's rights while in the birth canal a new life is spun around and put to the knife while in the open air their hands reached out to grasp the reality they will never be allowed to see. So next time you stand on the stand and with your voice say, I have a right to choice, listen to the silent voice saying, so do I.